Hi everyone. I'm going to try to remember to look in the right spot. I'm Kristen, otherwise known as Blue Bonnets and Whiskey on Instagram and here. I apologize for my very extended absence from YouTube. I've been meaning to shoot a video. I meant to shoot a video at the end of 2019 talking about my finishes and my plans for 2020, and then I meant to shoot a video at the beginning of 2020 talking about my plans for the year and so forth, but it has just been one thing after another. It's been a very long year, even though it's only coming up on the end of February. I know a lot of you know that my father was diagnosed with cancer a little bit before Thanksgiving, and he's done well with his chemotherapy and radiation. He finished those up at the end of January. We're waiting for him to get healthy enough right now that he can go through his surgery, which will be an esophagectomy. We talked to the surgeons recently, and they just really need him to be healthy because apparently the surgery is more difficult than a heart transplant. So they need him to be super healthy, and he's working towards that end. He's finally able to eat and swallow more. And then my husband's cousin was diagnosed with cancer a little bit before my father was, and she deteriorated quickly and ended up passing away. So we went to the funeral just, a few weeks ago. It was a really hard time. She was only 30. So that was pretty tough. And then my father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer very recently, and in preparations for that surgery, they discovered that he had some blockages in his arteries, and so he had an emergency triple bypass just this past weekend. And so we're going up to visit tomorrow. Actually, we're going to go visit him in the hospital. So it has been a really trying couple of months. I'm ready for all of the health problems to go away, to enjoy our lives again. But anyway, we love our families, and we're very thankful for those of us that are healthy, and it's just taught us to appreciate each other more, which is one of the nice things to come out of dealing with health problems like this. So anyway, moving on. So here is my catch-up video for you guys, and I'm not going to go through all the haul that I've received because my way that I deal with stress is to shop, sadly. So I have a lot that I got that I just don't remember. I'm distracted. I don't know where to start. So I guess I'll start with just a quick catch up. My 1842 saw sampler by Threadworks Primitives. I sent that to the framer just Monday, I think. I took it to the framer, and I'm super excited. So that will be done. She said March 10th, so hopefully I'll be able to show that soon. And, oh, I know what I forgot. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully this is working. So I'm going to go through a previous finish real fast. My grandson was born on March 21st, and my daughter picked out a birth sampler that she wanted me to stitch from Etsy. It was an Etsy find, and the pattern itself, it was like black and white, and I decided that I would go nuts stitching it in just black, and so I colored it myself. I picked the colors, and it just made it work. But I learned a lot of things from that. One, I don't like stitching on plain white fabric. So I finished it, and it had just been sitting around waiting for me to take it to get a frame or to lace it onto a board and take it in to be put into a frame. And I decided that since he's coming up on his first birthday, I should go ahead and get that sucker in a frame and get it to her. So I took it to Hobby Lobby last week because that's where they had the frame that I liked. And she said if I brought it in already laced on the board, then I would get half off the frame, and they would go ahead and put it in the frame. And you know, put the hanging stuff and the dust cover on the back and all that stuff. So I brought it in already laced. Come to find out that I had waited so long that they don't carry that frame anymore. So I had to find a new frame, and anyway, I picked it up today. So I wanted to show you before I gave it to her. His room is like a woodland. Got buffalo check plaid in there and all sorts of stuff. So this is the sampler that she picked. And it's just meant to be stitched with black TMC on white, but I changed the colors. I don't know if you can tell. It's like pine forest green, and the mountains are dark gray. And I liked it better in color, but I really like this little wood twig frame. I thought it was cute. So I'm excited to finally give this to her. They put a little hanging wire on the back, and I'm gonna, ooh, hey, look, they put the little rubber bumpers on the back. That's nice. I think I have some of those stitched by those sticker plates that you put on the back. So I have to find that and put that on the back. So that is my previous finish. I also finished, like I told you, the saw sampler is at the framer. And we are getting ready to do our Stitching Texas 2020 retreat here in April, and we have a retreat piece that we're supposed to stitch so that we can do a finishing class at the retreat, and it's flat fold. It's a flat fold finish. And so the piece that we were supposed to work on and we're supposed to bring done is Bless Our Land by Paulette Stewart by Plum Street Samplers, and it's just super cute. So I pulled that out to work on in, gosh, when was that? January, the end of January, beginning of February. And I finished it. Oops. Now, I did this on Bramble, Picture This Plus Bramble, and it's almost too light. There's not a lot of contrast between the eagle's heads and her apron and the linen, but whatever. I had started it and gotten far enough into it that I didn't want to change it, and it's really not too bad in certain lights, so I'm going to stick with it. I thought about ripping those out and switching to a different white, but I don't want to. I don't want to. And then in between my whip go, and I will tell you about that in a minute, I decided to do a new start because I was just feeling depressed. I'll be frank with you. So I bought this little thing from Pineberry Lane. If you go to her website, you can download PDFs. So I just searched for something shamrocks, and I started this little basket of shamrocks. They're so cute. I'm going to do this Erin go bra soon. I love that. It means Ireland forever, essentially. But this is, I just took color and cotton threads that I had and went with those. Sorry, guys. So I could tell you some of the colors, but some of the colors don't have labels on the back. So I can't really tell you what the colors are, but they're all shades of green. Even this basket, it's hard to tell. It's called Garland. It's a very gray green. It's really pretty. The bunnies are green. Everything's green. Even this is not white. It's just a really soft mint green. I think it's mint julep. But that was fun. It was a super quick stitch. Took me just a couple days. Let's see. So I mentioned my Whip Go 2020 because I'd started so many things last year and I felt overwhelmed with everything that I had started. So I decided that I was going to participate in this Whip Go challenge and process through some of my starts and get some finishes. So this is you have bingo squares basically. It just says at the top, it says Whip Go, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the side. And every month she does the random generator thing and picks 2 squares. The center is a free space. So my January was Tudor Rose Sampler Guild name tag finish, which I did finish. And forgot to bring that, whatever. Check Instagram. And then my 1842 saw sampler, that was a finish. And then this month, I needed to do 500 stitches on Ann Roberts, which is the Hands Across the Sea sampler, and then 2 of the butterflies. When I first got back into cross stitching after so long, I went to Etsy and just downloaded a bunch of patterns from Etsy and found a bunch of things that I love, but I started on Aida. And, you know, now I've moved on to linen. It's really hard to make myself work on Aida. But I wanted to finish these because I love them. And I want to give them to my daughter or my granddaughter. And so I wanted to finish them. So I did get my February goal of finishing 2 butterflies. And I'll show you. You may have seen these on Instagram. It's closer to the color you see it right now. But I'm going to turn it. I finished these 2. I had done this one already. They're so cute. I love them, even though it's on Aida. I do love them. This I bought Vintage Needle Arts, I think it is, on Etsy, and she dyes Aida. So that's where I got this from. Oh, that's a good color representation. I love this one. There's a couple more that are up here, and oh, they're going to be so pretty. So I did finish those. And then on Ann Roberts, I had already completed this little tiny dot. I don't know if you've seen Ann Roberts. Let me grab that. I love this sampler. It's a Welsh sampler. And when I was a child, I lived in England for a while. And one of the places that we were able to visit was Wales. And so we stayed in a castle. And it was our Thanksgiving over Thanksgiving break, and so they confused our Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, and so they did our Thanksgiving as a medieval banquet, and then the formal Thanksgiving the day after, which was fine because it was a blast. But anyway, this is Ann Roberts, and it's one of the smaller samplers, but I just love these little bubble trees here along the side, and the church, and then ship right there. I mean, there's so much about this that I love. So I had started, like I said, when I first got it, I had started and done this little teeny tiny bubble because I'm doing this on 46 count with the 103 Avera Floss silks, which are here. These little spools of silks. And so I started it just to see how it would stitch, how I could stitch. I can't stitch. I stitch in hand on 36 count and 40 count. If it's under 36 count, I have to use 2 strands. I need it to be in a frame or a hoop or something because I have to have perfect stitches, and I can't do that if I stitch in hand. And so I've learned that if it's 46 count, I have to stitch in a hoop or a frame too because the stitches are just too small. They don't look right unless I'm doing it in a hoop. So this is where I have gotten, you can't really see. You can sort of see that this border has, I'll show you here. It has red and then cream and then gold. And so I wanted to stitch all the way around in one color at least to make sure the border matched. So I did it in the cream, and so you can't really see it, sorry. But this is 46 count parchment. The pattern calls for straw, but I did the Sassy Jacks kit, and they said that the parchment was a better match for the color than the straw was at this time. So that's what this is. It's kind of a golden tan color. It's really pretty. That's probably a better representation of it. But I just love it. I love it, and I really like stitching with these silks, so they're a lot of fun. But I just do it in my little trusty wooden hoop. So I'll work more on this probably next month. We're going to be driving to Kansas this week, tomorrow, but I don't think I can stitch on 46 count in the car. I think I might throw up in my lap. So I'm not bringing it, is what I'm saying. Okay, what else? Whips. I've also been carrying on, so that's it for my Whip Go. That's January, February. Those are my 4 projects. So I still am working on this the Coffee Bean Sampler by Heartstring Sampler, Marie. Louis. I pull this out in the morning sometimes when I'm drinking my coffee, and sometimes I just sit there and think, oh God, it's another day. But I'm making slow progress on this. Let's see, where am I? I've got the border complete. I finished the top alphabet. I am working on the second alphabet, and as I have extra threads, I come and continue these little doodads, borders. But I really love the colors. They're caramels and chocolates, and that red is really pretty, and I just love it. I love everything about it. So I'm just gonna plod along on that, and if I finish it this year, great. If I don't, I don't. It's kind of how I feel about things. What else? I usually keep a little list of everything to cover, and I didn't write a list. In fact, I wasn't even planning on shooting this video, but my kids are playing up at the neighbors, and by neighbors, I don't mean other children. I mean our 50-plus-year-old neighbor, sweet woman who lets them go up and play. She crafts with them. She plays games with them. So they're playing games. My kids made their own games and out of clay. So they're playing. That's what they're doing. Well, so I figure I have, what, maybe 5 more minutes, honestly. I should hurry. Okay, so my brain was all over the place, and I know with all the fires in Australia, there were a lot of needlework, people making patterns to help raise money. And so I bought from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, it's called With Love, and it's this sweet little koala, and this is the, I cannot remember the name of the flower, but I know it's like the national flower of Australia. Oh, I wish I could remember. And it doesn't say. If anybody knows, so sorry. Okay, so I printed that out and thought, oh, my daughter would really love that in her room. I will go ahead and stitch that for her. So I didn't have any of the DMC colors because that's just who I am. So I just pulled, some of these are the DMC that I did have, and some of these are Color and Cotton that I pulled that looked like they would work. And I started this for my daughter on Ada because it's what I had. And that's as far as I got. And I don't feel like working on it anymore because it's Ada and I don't like cutesy things. I just realized I don't like cutesy stitches. So she does do cross stitch even though she's 8. So I might help coach her through this and work some with her, but I think I'm going to let her work on this, and she will appreciate that more if she gets to stitch it. So, that sounds awful, doesn't it? I just don't like cutesy things. I mean, I'm glad I bought the pattern and donated the money, and I think it's really adorable. I just don't like to stitch it. But she loves Kwai. She draws Kwai everything. If you don't know what it is, it's the cute little eyes, the big black eyes with the circles in them. That's Kwai, and she goes gaga over that. So she will probably work on this. Okay. Tudor Rose Sampler Guild. I'm a member of the Tudor Rose Sampler Guild, which is here in DFW. We meet in Arlington right now, and I love it. I love all the ladies. I've learned so much, and one of the nice things is that we get designers that do patterns for us, like Paulette Stewart came in September of last year and designed a pattern for us. And this year's the 20th anniversary of the Guild, and so as a celebration, they have contacted some designers, and one of the designers used to be, or still is, a member of the Guild and agreed to design some charts for us. And one of it's Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower, and she designed this adorable Tudor Rose Sampler Guild 20th anniversary Tudor bee. So you see the Tudor roses and the bee. I love this little bee. It looks like a little alien queen bee. I love it. So this was gifted to us by Janine, and the threads, I believe, were gifted to us by the Guild. So here's the threads. And they're so, oh, can you see? There we go. So I haven't started this yet, but since I finished my whips for you know, my goals for February, I think I'm going to bring this with me on our trip and work on this because it's smaller and I can do it on 36 count. I can do it on 36 or 40. I need to decide on what I'm going to do. But someone had done it on, I forget the name of the linen, navy bean. I don't know, but it had a slight greenish tint to it and it was so pretty. So I might do it on something like that. So that is one thing that was gifted to us. And then I'm going to show you a few quick little haul things and going to call it a day. So I'm in the ABC School Girl Club from Country Samplers in Wisconsin. And the last one for 2019 came at the beginning of this year, and it's called Jane Penderleith, 1838, and it was done by Needlework Press. So here is the chart, which I love this. Look at this, beautiful. Look at these trees and the birds. I think it's, trying to see, I don't know what those flowers are. These flowers right here, the little sideways ones, I love them. They're like tulips almost. Anyway, and here is, I think this one is straw, Weeks straw, but look how beautiful they send these. It's like a little rainbow of happiness. Look at that. So beautiful. So I'd like to start that this year. Let's see. And I'm also in Color and Cotton's neutral primitive, I think I forget what it's called, Fabric of the Month Club. And this year I'm doing 36 count. I'm only doing 6 months this year because I'm getting quite a stash and I just don't have anywhere to store it. But January was called Camelot, and it's like a greenish gray. I'm gonna play with that. See if I can find something white to put it on. Maybe that will help with the white balance. Nope. Oh well. This looks great, but it's green. It's really pretty. And the other one for February is called Stratus. Maybe if I put them together, that helps some. Here we go. This one's really pretty. It reminds me of faded denim. Very nice. And there's the green in that. So those were Color and Cotton's Fabric of the Month. And then I did the Crazy Annie Stitching Picture This Plus Fabric of the Month. And I'm in 2 for that. 40 count neutral. And this is Heartland, which is a golden tan kind of color. This looks green, but it's not. And the other one, I'm at 36 count color. And this one is called Vesper. So this one's really pretty minty. I like that. Might have to do something for Easter on that. But I also took advantage of their orphan cut sale in January, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. I bought Icon, which has more green in it than you're seeing. And then these don't have names. And I guess there was an orphan naming thing that I didn't participate in because that's how I feel right now. I got 2. One's a 40 count, one's a 36 count. None of these look like what they should look like. It's probably my light. I have my overhead light on and it's making everything more golden. Anyway, this has a little bit more golden pink to it. That one's pretty warm green. So these are really pretty. I'm just slowly building up my linen stash so I can pull things out and start working on them as I please. This is why you have a linen stash. So when you get the bug to start something new, you can go to your closet instead of the store. I can't remember if I showed this in my last video, but I got some X-Jude Designs linen. This is 46 count. It's on a Zweigart base, and it is called Light Coffee. It's like a pinkish brown. It's really pretty. Can't wait to start something on that. And this one's called Little Bunny, and it is 36 count. It's a sweet, not quite tan. It's almost a mocha taupe. Pretty. I like that one. What else did I get? Okay, Shakespeare's Peddler. Simply because Brenda Sampler's sister and Laura they made me. Ooh, it's almost, ooh, it feels weird. This is from Graham, he's dyeing the linens now. So this one's called Tea Set. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's still wet. I just realized that's what it is. It's still damp. You guys know how long I've had this. Okay, I should put this out to dry the rest of the way then. He must be really getting lots of people interested in his linens. It is a soft olive green, I almost would say, with these little grungy bits all over it. That is gorgeous. I love that. Okay, this is going over here to dry. I'll iron it later. That's why it feels interesting. Okay. Then I also picked up La Di Da. Again, Brenda in the Cereal Starter made me do it, but La Di Da is one of my favorites. Oh, that's the chart I forgot to pull. I did a little bit more on Love is Little, but I plan on finishing that, so I should show you guys next time. La Di Da, a Happy Life sampler. I love this one. The bird and the trees and the giant flower in the middle, and I love the alphabet. La Di Da is one of my favorite designers. I got In the Forest with these super cool bunnies. My kids we educate at home. And so we are always looking for read-alouds, and one of the best read-alouds that we found last year was called The Green Ember. It's about rabbits with swords. That's what these guys remind me of. They remind me of the main characters, so I love these. And then this one I had to get as well. I didn't get this at Shakespeare's Peddler, did I? Maybe. Kitten sticker, I mean. Whatever. Scarlet House, Salem Hill sampler. I just love that salt box house. And these pumpkins and that tree. Okay. So that was all that was in there. Threads Entwined. No, 3L Threads. I had a sale on her 2019 market items, and so I got a few things. Scarlet House. I love Scarlet House. Scarlet House, La Di Da, Stacey Nash. They're some of my favorites. This is called, I can't read that. On Coverlet Court. Again, with the nice droopy tree. Knew I had to get that one. And then this one I was super excited about. Michelle Inc. Needlework Designs. This one is called Quaker Gone Haunted. And it's just very tombstone-y. Look at these. They remind me of, I don't know if you've ever been through really old cemeteries. That was one of my favorite things to do in Louisiana when I went to visit, with some of the old cemeteries. And just the statuary that's in them, the memorial stones, and it's just beautiful. So that's, I had to get this one, but I can't wait to start this one. Okay. My mother-in-law is a super duper quilter, and she teaches quilting, and she makes the samples for their shop and so on and so forth. And so my goal is to make this for her. Maybe I'll get it done before Christmas. But this is the Blue Flower Summer Quilts. This was a market release from 2019. And Hollis Hands Create, Christine, I'm sure, hopefully you've seen her videos. She's more regular than I am in filming. But so she's just a few miles from me. It's when she ships, I get it the next day. So I have spent way too much money with her because it's so flippin' convenient. If I'm feeling sad, I just order a shirt and it comes the next day. Rabbit Hollow Farm sampler. This is Stacey Nash. I was feeling the need for some spring stitching. Look at those little rabbits. Look at all those bunnies. So cute. And I love the flowers around this border. More Scarlet House Center Point sampler. I ordered a bunch of Scarlet House Christmas stuff from her back in January or December. I don't remember. I love this one. I love this center. So pretty. And then Briar Rabbit, another la-di-da. I don't even remember where I got this one. May have been from Christina. Love that. I love little tulips on the border. Maybe dafts. Okay. I made it through everything, you guys. So before I finish up with this little special surprise, I want to tell you what I'm all into, like Teresa does. What I'm all into today. Okay. I have a subscription to BritBox through Amazon Prime. And like I said, I spent time in England as a child. And so some of my happy memories are of the times that I spent there. And one of the things that we used to do a lot was visit gardens. There's a whole bunch of public and private gardens that are open to the public if you pay a fee, or a lot of times they donate the money to different organizations. So we spent a lot of time traveling around and viewing different gardens, especially if you go to the castles. They have beautiful gardens typically. So I had been watching Monty Don Garden World and Gardening World. You guys, it is my happy place. It makes me so happy. My husband will come home from work and I'll be sitting there stitching and either watching it on the main TV, or I'll have my earphones in and I'm watching it on my phone while the kids just do crazy. And he's like, "Are you watching that gardening show again?" Yes, dear, I am. Okay, just give me a break. If you could please give me his latest book for Christmas, I would appreciate it. But you guys gotta watch it. I think you can see some of the episodes maybe on Netflix. I know he did Big Dreams, Small Spaces. That may be what it was called. Is a gardening show where he goes and visits different people and gives them help on getting their garden started. And it's just, I love Monty Don. I follow him on Instagram. I follow all the gardening world people. I follow Q Gardens, and I don't garden. I don't garden because everything dies. I need to garden, but it makes me happy. Listen to the birds, seeing the flowers. I don't know. It just brings back warm, happy memories, I guess. And it's why it makes me happy. And I really needed it these past couple of months with all the crazy that's going on. So that's what I'm all into today. Monty Don. Go check him out. Okay. So I have a really great viewer and somewhat local person, Bluebonnet Stitcher. I looked it up and then I forgot. I want to make sure because there's several Bluebonnet people on Instagram. Bluebonnet, Texas, I apologize. And her name is Trinka King. And she very sweetly, back in December, let me check, December, sent me a package. Nope, January. Nope, it was December. Okay, she sent me a package. Completely out of the blue. I didn't expect it at all. And she included 3 charts for me to either keep or give away. And I'm just going to give them all away because I think that's so sweet. So don't say giveaway. Don't say free, none of that crap. I say crap. Just say, I'll tell you. Here's the first one. This is super cute. And, I don't have this, and I could go, I'm going to keep that because I'm never going to stitch that, guys. I'm already Sable. Stitching, stash, acquire, what is it? Carol Saltbox Stitcher. What is it? Stash accrued beyond life expectancy. That's me. I'm Sable. So, this is by Scissortail Designs. It's called America. If you want to stitch this one, say, I'd like to stitch America. And that will enter you in. I'll do a search for the word America. And the people that say that, I will include them in the draw. This one does have a little bit of writing on the bottom. So bear that in mind. I don't know if it's on the pattern or not. I haven't opened any of these to look. There are no buttons. It's just the chart. This is Little House Needleworks. It's called Faith. There's a little sheep, a little house. It says Faith. You could easily find your own little star buttons to include with it. So if you want to stitch this one, say, I'd like to stitch Faith. And this last one is one of my favorites. I actually have this chart. It's by Brenda DeRay with My Needle and Thread. It is called Candy Cane Wishes. I love all of these oval charts. Her new market ones. Guys, I said I was gonna not shop this year, that I was going to stitch from my stash and be good and all that stuff, and it's killing me. I think I'm like, unfollow. And then Christine says, oh my gosh, did you see Beth Twists? Oh my gosh, did you see? I have to stitch the Berry Basket sampler. Holy crap, with Beth Twist and Scarlet House. Tanya, Scarlet House? Yes. Holy crap, I have to have that one. We need to do a Sal, okay? We're gonna do a Sal. Everybody get that, because we're gonna have a stitch along for that sucker, because it's amazing. Okay, if you want to stitch this one, say I'd like to stitch the candy, and I will search for the word candy. So these are the 3. Don't say giveaway, don't say free, must be 18 to enter. Do you remember the Machine Man? He used to talk really fast. Well, I don't even remember all the legal crap that he would tuck in at the end, but that's what that was. I don't know where that came from. I'm tired. Okay, I think that's everything. Hopefully I will be back next time before July. That's my goal. You guys start messaging me and ask me where I went to. I will do a draw with my next video. So now I have to come back. Yeah, now I have to come back. And hopefully I'll have my saw sampler framed to show you guys. And maybe I'll have that bee finished too. It's pretty small. I should be able to finish it. I don't know what the squares are going to be for the March whip go, but should be all right. Alrighty. It was good to talk to everyone. I hope you follow along with my chaos. I'm going to have to edit this and the last. I have to merge those 2 videos together. Anyway, happy stitching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.